So hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is John Lunn, aka Jonnychipz. Today is the 29th of January 2021 and we're on to Jonnychipz Weekly number 5. So hi again everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in again this week. This is the 5th episode. We're at the end of January. Where has it gone? First month of 2021 has gone by in a flash. Obviously, this is our last working day of the month, so I'm sure we're all pretty busy. So I think we've all had quite a busy January. But thanks all for giving up your time to watch me for sort of 20 minutes or so, just to give you a little bit of an update on the world of Azure. And on that note, let's jump straight on in. So, okay, again, this week we've had quite a lot of updates in terms of Azure. So I think there's been 17 in total, with a few things going GA, a few things being released into public preview, and there's a few retirement bits and pieces. So we'll quickly skip through these. I'll run through them. I won't dwell on them too much. I'll just read them out just so you've got a bit of an idea of what's been going on over the last week. So Azure Machine Learning Output Datasets has gone GA. We've got Azure Machine Learning Data Labeling. So image instance segmentation has gone into public preview as of yesterday. So the security wrap around Azure IoT, so Azure Sphere version 21.01 is now available. Azure Service Fabric Mesh preview has gone into retirement. So as of the 28th of April, the Azure Service Fabric Mesh is going into retirement. We've had some updates on the Azure API management front. So it looks like they've just got some general API management service updates. They were starting on the 21st, so features and bug fixes. Public preview, resource instance rules for access to Azure storage. That's gone into public preview. We've had some updates with the available languages for cognitive services, the translator. So it looks like Inuit, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Apologies if I got that wrong. But that text translation is now available for cognitive services. Fantastic to see how many languages that actually supports now. Superb effort. This is an interesting one. So the fact that Azure Active Directory Premium customers, this 99.99% uptime for Azure AD Premium. It's in development at the moment. I think what they're saying there is it's coming from April the 1st. Brilliant. I mean, that's great news. Germany West Central availability zones now have gone GA. We've got South Central US availability zones have gone GA. Confluent Cloud integration with Azure has now gone generally available. Okay, Azure Functions is now supporting Python 3.9 in public preview. So obviously the latest version of Python. So obviously if you're using that, great, get stuck in. Azure Data Factory is now available in 2 additional regions. So it looks like we've got China North 2 and South India. Fantastic news. And Azure HD Insight extends its capability for encryption of data in transit and at rest. So that's gone GA as well. In preview, we've got Azure Cloud Services Deployment Model is in public preview, a new one. So, yeah, not too sure exactly what that is. I might need to do a little bit of reading of that one myself, but great news all the same. Generally available copy blob support over private endpoints in Azure Storage. That's an interesting one. And there's some action required here. So you need to upgrade your IoT Hub IP filter before the 1st of February 2022. So it looks like they've done some updates on that IoT Hub, the IP filter. I think they've put a new filter in place. So if you are using that, get that upgraded. You've got a year or so to do that, but get on it now. And that's it. I believe these were the updates then, back into last week. So some great announcements, as I'm sure you'll agree. As always, any new news, jump onto the Azure Updates page and keep tabs of that. Just wanted to bring up 2 other things now around certification that has been like on my radar for the last couple of weeks and certainly the last day or so. It looks like we're getting a new exam certification, AZ 140, for the configuring and operating WVD, so Windows Virtual Desktop. That's going to be launched in beta fairly soon, I believe. So typically what happens when it's put into beta, Microsoft will give participants a little bit of a discount on that exam. And you just have to wait till you see what your results are. But it looks like they're aiming for that exam to be available in March. So yeah, great one. I think I might partake in that one myself. The The other one that I wanted to call out as well is obviously the IT Ops team at the moment. They're doing a fantastic job with putting some content together for early February across the hybrid space. So on that note, the Exam AZ600 was released not too long ago for Microsoft Azure Stack Hub, which clearly plays into the hybrid space massively. So some great news there. I hope you'll agree. I thought I'd call those bits out just so obviously you could get a little bit of a flavour with some of the certification that's going on at the moment in Azure. Okay, and on that note, let's jump back to my desktop and we're going to take a look at some Welsh Azure user group news. So, again, the user group has been going through such a massive amount of sort of interest at the moment, and it's great to see. Thanks for everybody for the support, but I think you'd all agree that still this, obviously we've got RSVP registrations open to join our event in February, so February the 18th, 6 p.m. GMT. We got the fantastic John Saville is going to come on and talk to us about what happens when your Azure infrastructure fails, looking at resiliency and things like that. And, we've got the legendary Scott Hanselman joining us as well to talk us through, I think it's his own personal blog. He was going to take us through moving that into a Linux container and into Azure Web App Services. So brilliant, really looking forward to that event. Sign up now. The link's at the top of the screen there, or just do the hashtag on Twitter, Welsh Azure. The @Welsh Azure. Come and find us and sign up for that event. Likewise, we're hoping now for the March virtual lightning talks. We had a chat with the group yesterday. We're probably going to be looking at setting up one event in March and then maybe take a lot of those submissions that we've had, which we've been inundated. Thank you so much. We're going to get back to every single one of you, hopefully over the next week or so. Just to let you know, we might have to shuffle some dates around to accommodate everybody, but hopefully everybody will be flexible with that, and obviously we'll let you know. We don't want to discourage anybody else from submitting sessions, so please, if you want to submit a session for any lightning talks, jump in onto the Sessionize page. Again, go at Welsh Azure, you'll see in our Twitter feed there's some links there for the Sessionize page. Submit it, and what we're looking to do hopefully is kind of bring in a few lightning talk speakers every session, so we have a little bit of a mix up really. So bringing those people that want to speak in the community to do some lightning talks, and of course mix it up a little bit then and have like a headline act with a main sort of 45-minute talk on a specific topic. So that's really great news. The other thing I just wanted to call out is that if you go to this GitHub repo, so Jonnychipz/WAUG-meetup, you will see that we've got all the links to all our videos and documentation. So, I mean, if we click on the Jan event, you can see we've got links there that you can download the session slides and obviously get a link to the YouTube to watch that session back. So please jump on there, like and subscribe, watch the sessions back. There's some fantastic content out there for you guys to take a look at. So, yeah, I mean, again, it's been a great week for the Welsh Azure user group. Obviously, we're really happy with the amount of support that we're getting from the community at the moment. Thank you guys for kind of sticking with us. Really great to see. Okay, let's move on. Some community call out. So, as you'll recall a few weeks back, I thought I'd put in this section of the show really just to talk about a little bit about the community and what's been going on. So, the first thing, again, I'd like to repeat, I had a fantastic chat with Mike Pfeiffer earlier on in the week that I believe he's going to put out in his podcast cloudskills.fm over the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that one. Really happy to have that chat. I think Mike's a fantastic guy with cloudskills.io. He's doing some fantastic things on the training front. So I would encourage you all to go and like and subscribe and follow those guys over there because they're doing some great things in the community. The other thing I would like to call out is the In Conversation with Liam Gulliver was released yesterday. I've had some fantastic feedback already on that chat. Me and Liam, basically, Liam's a DevOps consultant. He's been working in dev for quite a long time now, and he's been doing some fantastic things on that side. And obviously, we had a chat, really, it started around dev and looking at it from the dev world, but we moved into DevOps quite quickly, and there's some great insights Liam kind of gives us in that video. So if you're interested to see how you can kind of introduce DevOps from a technology point of view, what does it all mean, what are the options, I encourage you to have a little look at that video. It was great to have a chat with Liam on that front. So yes, other announcements. Okay, so on the front of my in conversation with stream, I'm really pleased to say that I'm actually moving it over to the Azure Live Twitch channel with Liam, Pete and John, and obviously Derek Campbell, DevOps Derek. Really happy to be doing this. I think the general plan is from next week, so Fridays at 6:30. So currently I release the In Conversation with videos generally on a Thursday lunchtime. Going to move that to a Friday at 6:30 with our first session next week. I'm not going to tell you who is on the show next week, but you'll know him. He's a great guy in the community, so really looking forward to having a chat with my guest next week. Going to be great chat. But yeah, we're going to launch that on the Azure Live. So if you've not subscribed, please do. It's Azure Live. So it's twitch.tv/Azure Live. That will be the live stream, if you like, going out Fridays at 6:30. Videos will be available obviously afterwards on YouTube and all that good stuff. So, if you can't make that time, you can obviously watch it back. Yeah, and like I say, like and subscribe. Follow on Twitter as well if you can, because obviously there will be some links and some notes to get you into where everything's going on. Yeah, so I think that was it from the community front. Let me just have a quick check, make sure I've not missed anything off that I wanted to talk about. No. So yeah, so like I say, there's lots going on. There's far more going on in the community. It's just, to be honest, there'd be too many things to talk about if I went through every single one. But if you have something to say or would like to appear on that In Conversation with show, please reach out to me. Let me know. Drop me a line. Obviously, we'll set a date. We'll get some recordings in the diary. I think at the minute I'm booked up well into nearly the end of March. So, it's brilliant. Really thank you to everybody that said, yes, they'll appear on the show. It's a general chat, general chat about something within your speciality. And we just chew the fat on various different things, understand everybody's opinion. We might get things wrong, but that's the point. Let's just understand everybody's opinion, have a chat about some interesting topics, and hopefully we can give a little bit back to the community and people take out of it a little bit more. Okay, on that note, we shall move quickly on to Jonnychipz on the side. So, yeah, been quite an interesting week this week. If I just change the title there, Jonnychipz on the side. So, what I've had going on really is quite a lot. So, managed to finally finish off my robot arm blog. If you haven't seen it, have a little look. I do enjoy these odd looking photos, rightly or wrongly. But what I've done, I've taken Pete Gallagher, name drop again. There we go, Pete. I've taken his fantastic GitHub repo and his instructions on how to kind of wire up the robot arm, configure it with using C# code, and then configure a Blazor web app to control that robot arm. So on my blog, I kind of dig into a little bit of the process from, what you need. There's some links in here with how you can find 3D print STL files. There's some instructions on the build process, a little bit of a shopping list of parts that you're going to need and things you're going to need, a little bit of patience. And then just kind of gave you a few photos of what it was like for me building this arm. Onwards, and upwards, so looking at the wiring, the Servo 6. And finally, I break into, obviously we go into the code. I talk to you around SignalR and how SignalR is worked with a few little screenshots to kind of hopefully fill in the scene. And I'm really happy. I started this blog quite a few weeks ago, and just, bit by bit, every, sort of 20 minutes a day, I've been adding to it as we go. And I'm really pleased to have got to the point now where I was able to move it forward from obviously the Blazor WebAssembly that we had, and what I actually want to do is package that up into a Docker file to produce a Docker image and a Docker container, with the intention that I will eventually move that into Azure and start looking at hooking that up to Azure, hooking up to an IoT hub, all of that great stuff. So please, yeah, if you're interested in that, have a little scan through the blog, have a little read of the blog. It's been really good fun. It doesn't stop here. I'll probably do a few more little blog articles afterwards. But yeah, had really good fun, and it had some great feedback straight away yesterday when I released it. Other things this week, I'm referring to my notes, so apologies there. But yeah, okay. So on the same notes, you may have seen some, some quite exciting news. But Raspberry Pi have released their first sort of really small microcontroller, the Pico Pi. So I was fortunate enough to actually order one off the Pi Hut. So I had that delivered along with a microbit. But I was also fortunate to walk into WH Smith and find Hackspace magazine had one stuck to the front of their magazine for free. So I quickly bought that, managed to hook it up, do a little bit of coding, get some LEDs flashing. I was requested to do a little bit of a live stream on the programming element of Python and looking at this. So I may very well do one, just to like a beginner's intro, how you get set up and why you want to play with these things. But been having really good fun with that. Earlier on in the week, there was a talk from Eben Upton, who's the Mr. Raspberry Pi. Effectively, he did a talk with a few of his colleagues around the launch of the Pico. Some great insights. If you look up the Raspberry Pi, Raspberry_Pi on Twitter, you'll see some links to that YouTube video. But it was really good insight where the guys obviously do some live wiring and live coding just to show you the kind of what's involved with that. So really good fun. And a great way of getting into the space, really. Other news, Nigel Poulton's new book, so quick starts to Kubernetes. I bought Nigel's book on Docker, I think just before Christmas, a couple of weeks before Christmas, actually. And, I've not completely finished it, but I'm pretty much sort of 3/4 near enough the end of the book. And I got so much out of it. It was a great, fantastic book from Nigel. So I saw this pop up on the socials the other day, straight onto Amazon, bought it. I mean, I prefer to buy physical books rather than the Kindle books. I just like to have a book that you can pick up and not have a laptop or a phone. I spend too long staring at a screen, so a nice book time to time. I prefer to buy the real thing, so to speak. So really looking forward to getting stuck into that. I've done a little bit around Kubernetes when I joined the Microsoft Open Hack on containers a few months back now. But yeah, really interesting. Again, linking this up with my my project on the robot arm. I'd like to think container, move it into Azure web app, maybe even put it onto a Kubernetes cluster just to play, just to see how we can get things working. So yeah, really looking forward to getting stuck into that book. 3D printing. I printed some A4 page holders. Fantastic news. And I printed a Yoda, only because I had the green PLA in there. So printed the Yoda off, and yeah, the kids love him. Actually, he's not Yoda. Beg your pardon, that's Grogu. Grogu, of course. So don't correct me. I corrected myself. And finally, downstairs, a little bit of a mess at the moment. Still got a bit of painting, but we're converting the garage into a gym, which I need. But yeah, mainly for the kids, really to keep up their exercise and because they're into sports and things like that. So yeah, converting the garage. Got some mirror. So these are Perspex mirror panels. So you can see we've used a copious amount of masking tape because they're held on to an MDF board by some no-nails, and it took a little bit longer to hold them there to stick. So yeah, anyway, on that note, masking tape is king. So there we go, guys. Thanks for sticking around to watch my video. Really hope you've enjoyed the content today. Like I say, this is a work in progress for me. Really enjoy doing these videos for you guys. If there's anything's got to say, some feedback, just want to chat, get in contact with me at Jonnychipz with a Z on Twitter. Go to my blog, jonnychipz.com. Reach out. But yeah, please like and subscribe if you like the content, and look forward to speaking to you all next week. Thanks, guys.